feels like you've had a really good camp. Like, how have you felt at this year's camp?
Yeah, I felt good. Thought I think I've had a pretty decent camp. Got a good opportunity. Got some time on the power play and stuff like that. So I think that helped my confidence a little bit. Yeah, I feel good heading into the season.
What did you like about the field when you've taken shifts with McCabe?
Yeah, it was good. He's a good skater, smart player, works hard. So I think we played some good shifts together. Obviously played with him a little bit last year as well, so we have a little bit of chemistry. So yeah, it's been good.
You wore an A in the 3 of the preseason games. Talking to Sheldon, it sounds like they want you to take more of a leadership role. What does that mean to you?
I don't think about it too much. I mean, I just try to be myself. I feel every year I get more comfortable with the team and with myself. So I think every year I try to talk a little bit more, but just go on about my day the same as usual, I think.
It's got a natural progression, though, since you've been here, you want to improve, but improve sort of maybe your status with the team, like in terms of leadership. Is that something you look at?
Yeah, I think naturally every year you're gonna mature as a person and take steps as a person, and I think that's what I try to do. Take a little bit more, talk more every year and stuff like that. As you get comfortable within the group, I feel comfortable, but I think maturity as a person, like you become more of a leader, the more you grow up, I guess.
Is there anybody you admired as a leader and maybe have rubbed off on you?
No, really. I think we got a lot of good leaders on the team, not just captain or the assistants. I think we got a lot of leaders in this team, and I look up to all of them.
So you've been with Willie for the entire camp, but getting a chance on the line with John in that spot, like what was the feel for you guys?
Yeah, obviously another shooter. John's always open, it feels like, and I mean, he doesn't need much to get a great A off, and he's such a good player. I mean, he's been around for so long, and one of the top 3, top 5 goal scorers around the net in the world for the last decade plus. So, yeah, no, he's awesome to play with, and great dude too. So learning a lot from both of them and enjoying it.
You got a player like Willie on the line, Max. How can he draw your skills out of you more? I mean, you're a skill guy, obviously, but when someone who can play like he does, how does that draw that out of you more, do you think?
I think when you play with, when skill guys play with other skill guys, you just kind of feed off of one another and you make plays. And ultimately, when you see little holes, some guys might not want to make that play. And obviously, there's a fine line of being high risk and high reward kind of thing. But ultimately, I mean, Willie can make those high end plays. So trusting that and getting open, and then kind of doing the same thing for him. Create a lot of offense that way.
Does that trust come fairly quickly?
Yeah. Oh yeah, real quick.
What have you learned about Tavares being around him day to day? Obviously, you've seen him a lot and appreciated his skill already, but what do you learn?
Yeah, I've known John for a long time. We used to train together back in the day, so I know first class how disciplined he is and how he approaches his day-to-day life, and it's pretty impressive just how disciplined he is and how consistent with it he is. He's a true professional, that's for sure. So I think all of us can take notes whenever he does stuff.
Over your career, going even back before pro, were you always comfortable with like high-end players? Perhaps did you learn from somebody? I don't know that. I was just wondering if there was a progression there for you.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, when I came into the league, I was usually the skill guy in the line. So then when I went to Montreal, kind of jumped on with Jonathan Drew, and then we had some good chemistry there. And then Columbus was a bit of a whatever. And then, yeah, where did I go after that? Jeez. Carolina was more of a learn how to play some more defensive role type vibe, which is awesome. Great opportunity to play in the playoffs for one of the best teams out there, and under Rod Brindamore was pretty cool. And then after that was Chicago, and that was again playing alongside Patrick Kane, so that was really cool. And then after that went to Dallas and ultimately got to play with some of the best players in the world there and learn from them and make it to the conference finals. So yeah, I kind of got a taste of everything, and I think playing on all those different teams in different situations, you start to build your game in different ways and add different assets to it, more defensive side of things, more complete game, and then also a more offensive side too. So all in all, it's been super cool to learn from a lot of great players over my career.
What was it like seeing your dad get a nice cameo at the concert last night?
Yeah, I mean, he deserves it. I think he gave his heart and soul to the city just like Drake does. So it was great to see, and I know they're good buddies. So yeah, it was awesome. I think he was pretty excited about it, and he looked good up there.
Does it ever surprise you? Like, listen, as you said, he gave his heart and soul to the city, but he played a while back. Does it ever surprise you how much of a chord he continues to strike?
Not at all. No, not at all. He's a man, so no, he's the best, and he deserves every single bit of it.
Finally, I just wondered, a lot of the new guys, they're missing teeth.
Yeah.
Bertuzzi, Klingberg, like, how
Yeah.
long have you been without your...
So it's funny. It was one of my last games in Chicago, actually, in San Jose. One of my good buddies, Scott Harrington, but he just kind of swooped his stick. Didn't even know I was there, and it caught me right in the mouth and knocked out not just these two, like a bunch of them. And these two were just too far gone, couldn't save them. So that would have been, I guess, last March. And just haven't gotten around to fixing them yet. I kind of like it.
Yeah, it's a good
So
look,
you don't
right?
put anything in everyday life then?
No, I don't. Eating an apple or something like that's a little tricky, but all in all, you figure it out.
What happened yesterday in practice?
Yeah, yesterday was on the practice. Puck is a little bit faster than me. Yeah, and hit my on the neck zone. Yeah, a little bit feel bad. Yeah, after, but it's okay. Today is better. Just a little bit sore my muscles. Yeah.
Has Kelly got one of the harder shots on the team?
Yesterday, yeah, yeah, but I feel good. Don't worry about it.
How did you feel in that last preseason game?
Last, I have a small details where I need to get better. We have time, a couple more days for working about this, and yeah, usually I'm almost 100% ready for the season. So excited to start. Yeah, today's last game in the preseason, and preseason is over.
What are the details you're working on? I know there was that third goal was puck handling, or like what are you focused on?
This is my bad, sorry. Yeah, but we have preseason time for doing sometimes. Yes, this. I know. I think about a lot of this too. We're working for how I'm using my feet right now. Yes, long tap push, something like how I'm skating. Yeah, with concentration for this right now.
What's the next step for you this season, Ilya? You came in last year. It was kind of a tandem with you and Matt. Then you became the guy. You enter this year. Number one, what do you think is the next step? What do you want from your game this year?
I want to win the Stanley Cup. That's it for me.
How do you do it?
We need to keep working. Yeah, yeah, we'll be We're working hard every day, and results will become.
What sort of impact has Max Domi made on you? Like, what do you notice about him?
He's a funny guy. Yeah, we're talking a lot on the last dinner with him about his story, how he's doing. He's so interesting. He's a nice guy. He's so friendly. And a perfect player. Yeah.
Have you ever met Ty, Ilya, his dad? Have you ever met his dad, Ty? Max's dad, Ty, his father.
Yeah. We talk about this. Yeah, it's interesting. He's talking about his dog. What he's doing. Yeah, just a lot. Maybe this a little bit confidential for him. Yeah. I don't want to explain a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Only one camera.
Yeah. Sorry.
Sheldon, what are you looking for tonight? What are you keeping an eye on in a game like this one?
Well, it's a good chance to see a lot of guys that are competing for spots or competing for call-ups or whatever it might be. It's a good chance to see them, against an NHL lineup. We're going to see much of Detroit's best, and as preseason games go, it's as close as you get to an NHL game. So, from that end of it, we'll get to see a lot of these guys. A lot of that's what you wonder is, what does it look like in an NHL game? What do they look like against NHL players? And you get a chance to see that here tonight. So that's a positive in terms of the game itself. It's going to be a great challenge, of course. It's something that we're going to have to find ways to manage. But I'm excited to watch the guys here. It's as closing out the preseasons go, it's a good opportunity to go in with a lot of young and inexperienced people that are competing.
Now that this is almost done, Sheldon, do you like what you've seen in the past 2.5 weeks now overall?
Yeah, I think we've built up along the way. I think the older and more experienced your team gets, that these preseasons tend to really drag. But we've had enough new faces around here that it's been exciting to get to watch people, get to know people, have lots to work on, lots of things that are new for them, and we've made some changes ourselves. That some things are even new to those who have been here. With all that said, you're definitely ready to turn the page and get going.
What do you see about Lafferty's camp?
I think he's had a good camp. We've moved him around and played him in different spots. I think Laff is, he's done what he does in terms of his speed and the pace that he brings. I think he's done what we've expected. I think that Laff is a guy that's always wanting to take a step and grow his game in lots of different ways. But I think as the camp goes, he's been good and accepted whatever role we've asked him to play.
Sheldon, since you took over in 2019, how have you noticed Austin continue to adapt and flourish in this marketplace? It really seems like he's got more comfortable as the years have gone on. How have you noticed him adapting?
Well, I think for me, Austin's always been a confident guy that doesn't get bothered by too many things that he can't control. I think he enjoys very much being in this market. Clearly he does. He chose to re-sign here, and he embraces everything that comes with being a Maple Leaf. I've seen that maturity. I think the biggest maturity that I've seen is just inside our walls. It's just the leadership part of it and growing that way and speaking more or taking more onus over his responsibility that he has to set the pace every day in practice or in games. So I think those are the biggest things that I've seen, of course. But yeah, I think from the time I've been here, I think he's a guy that's always been very comfortable in his skin and knowing who he is and what he wants to accomplish and focuses on what he can control.
How as the coach here, I know it's an organizational thing, but how pumped are you, Sheldon, that we've got Matthew over here coming in like he is, but you also, Fraser Minton, whether he makes it or not, Easton Cowan, some of this next group, if you will, really showing well in this camp, and you have a really good idea of what you're getting in the future.
Yeah, it's really exciting. I think the entire organization, as you say, is excited. Coaches, managers, players, scouting staff, of course, should feel really good watching their guys out here flourishing, especially at a time, we've traded a lot of picks over the years and moved a lot of first-round picks, haven't drafted high in the draft. But to still have guys come in that are competing earlier than you would expect them to, that's really exciting. It's complicated things around here, but that's the player's job, is to come in and make it hard for you. So, it's been really exciting. How it all shakes out in the end remains to be seen. But what's clear is we have players that are coming, and some quicker than we thought. Gny's coming out of college last year. We knew he was a good player, but could he make an impact in the playoffs? Well, I think he did. And, all the way down the line here of the guys that we've seen through camp, it's been very exciting and fun. It's added a whole other element to the camp.